With Dragon Ball Super Episode 56 on the horizon, we prepare to dive into an untold battle with our heroes set to battle an enemy whose transformation has never before been seen, that being Super Saiyan Rose. And joining me here today is none other than my good friend Super Saiyan God Paul. And with that being said, please bear in mind, guys, that this is going to be an opinionated discussion, which also includes spoilers. So drop your comments down below if you guys feel differently from our opinions. And with that being said, on to the video. Now, Paul, me and you already know that Super Saiyan Rose is going to be a very, very imposing transformation with something that we've never seen before. And with that being said, I wanted to ask you a few questions. Number one being, how do you personally feel that Black achieved this transformation? Because after reviewing and watching Dragon Ball Super Episode 56, if you pay attention, my theory behind this, and keep in mind, guys, it's just in a theory, I feel as if the way Black achieved this transformation was the end result of Vegeta having to combat him. And the reason why I say that is because if you look at the way Black was structured, every single time he fought someone, he gradually improved, i.e. Trunks, i.e. Goku. And so every single time he fought them, he gradually improved and therefore perfecting his strength. And we see Vegeta pretty much trying to Rocky Balboa his way in there. He's beating the crap out of Black, and presumably enough, it's like Black's allowing him to do so because Black is also, in my opinion, trying to retain and absorb some of that Super Saiyan Blue power. Now, I wanted to ask you, how do you think Black achieves this Super Saiyan Rose form? Because it's very ominous and very mysterious that we've never seen this before, and with that being said, it's only going to be featured with Black, unlike anybody else. So how do you personally think Black achieved this? Like, do you believe that during the course of him being in the future, he achieved this on his own, or do you believe that he achieved this power due to the end result of Vegeta probably beating him up or someone else? What do you think?
Honestly, I think it was because I was thinking that he probably absorbed some of that God Ki. However, if he's really Zamasu, also he already has God Ki, so if you combine that with Super Saiyan, don't you think that would lead to him getting Super Saiyan God somehow, figuring it out?
But wait a minute, so you're saying that he achieved this power prior to them arriving in the future?
Well, I think now that Vegeta shows him that you can combine God Ki with the power of a Super Saiyan, maybe he figures out, hey, if he's really Zamasu, I'm a god, why can't I do it?
See, that's the thing that we're not going to find out quite yet, because episode 57 and 50 are going to translate into the mystery between Black and Zamasu, so we can't really say for a fact that it is actually Zamasu, because we still have to find out what
he has similar ki to Zamasu. That's what they stated.
No, very similar indeed, but even pointed out by Goku, it feels very similar, but it's not quite the same energy. But with that being said, when he transformed, and I mean the previews are so quick, if you guys like just freeze frame it and pause it, while he's transformed, we see the purple aura, but we also see like those little white specks, those little white dots that the Super Saiyan God aura has. So obviously enough, I believe that he retained this power due to the end result of Vegeta having to beat him up. We don't really see Goku fighting him. We see Goku achieve the Super Saiyan Blue form towards the end of the preview, but what I think is going to happen is Black's going to achieve that Super Saiyan Rose transformation towards the very end. However, the question that's on everyone's mind is, how did he achieve this, and how strong is Super Saiyan Rose compared to Super Saiyan Blue? Now, after reading comments, after reading a lot of, and looking into a lot of discussions, people are a little torn between the fact that this is either going to be equal to Super Saiyan Blue or slightly higher. So I wanted to get your opinion on this, and I wanted to ask you, what are your thoughts on Super Saiyan Rose? Is it going to be equal to or greater than Super Saiyan Blue, in your opinion?
I think for the whole purpose of a transformation, it has to be stronger. If it was anything, the very least, you know when Goku first went Super Saiyan on planet Namek against Frieza versus like Super Vegeta versus Cell, I think it would at least be that difference between the same form, don't you think? At least that much of a power boost, like Super Saiyan 1.5 to Super Saiyan 1.
So then the question is, like, if in fact this form, and I mean having a look at the continuity of Dragon Ball, every single person, whether it be a hero or villain, that is transformed gradually has increased their power. So it's impossible for this dude to transform and be weak. I mean, that
makes no sense
at all. But I wanted to ask you, do you believe that our heroes currently, with the status of them training together, even in the manga, in which case I am leaning a little bit more towards the manga because we saw them train during the party, we saw them train multiple times in the Room of Spirit and Time, we saw them train on Whis' planet during the Universal Tournament fighting Golden Frieza. These dudes have retained so much power, and to think that this person, this rival entity known as Black, might be equal to or greater than Super Saiyan Blue is kind of scary. So do you believe that Goku and or Vegeta, or if not both, are going to be able to match up to this, or do you believe that Black is indeed going to kick their ass?
I think if they fight him 1v1, he's going to whoop both their asses on a 1v1 fight.
But see, that's the thing. It's like we've never really seen, aside from the non-canon movies, I guess you could say, with Cooler, we've never really seen Goku and Vegeta legitimately tag team at 2-on-1 before, because they traditionally want to fight on their own, obviously enough, due to their pride. But are you saying that we might have a chance and we might have a shot to see them work together? Not so much of using fusion, because we already know where they stand on that particular scenario, but in terms of them having to work side by side to combat this enemy, are you saying that we might possibly get to see this?
Honestly, I think if they did fusion, that would be too much for this one saga. I think they should save that for later. It's way too much, way too many things happening. If they fought them side by side, which they've been trying to say ever since, like, every saga that's happened so far, you guys need to fight side by side against Golden Frieza, against Beerus, you guys could take down everybody. I think this would be the proper time for them to do that. Or, if anything, with your theory about them being able to absorb God Ki through punches from Vegeta, don't you think some of that might have rubbed off on Trunks being like the last resort theory?
See, we're going to get into that in a separate video because that's an entirely different discussion, but right now, yes, I personally believe that if you pay attention to the preview, and some people might say, well, Alex, you're kind of like, you know, overlooking this too much. If you pay attention, Black is smiling. Black, like nobody is willing to get punched and beat up and then smile throughout the entire duration of getting beat up. This dude, yeah, he's blocking Vegeta's punches, but at the same time, there was one specific scene where we get to see Vegeta pretty much throw shot after shot after shot directly in his gut, and we see Black kind of struggle, but then towards the very end, before they change the scene quickly, we see him smile. So I believe, in my personal opinion, that due to the circumstance of Black being able to keep up against SSJ2 Goku when he went back into the past, and now having to retain that power, I think that, yes, Vegeta is going to have the upper hand on Black, without a doubt. Vegeta wants vengeance here. I mean, he murdered his wife, he tortured his son, destroyed his homeworld. So Vegeta has a lot of reason to go in there, and plus this dude looks just like his arch rival. So this gives him more than enough reasons to beat the shit out of him. But will he kill him? Obviously not. But I think that during that whole course of battle, my opinion and my theory is the fact that I don't think Black learned or achieved this Super Saiyan Rose transformation prior to them arriving. I think that he indeed finds out that once Vegeta transforms, like, okay, this is something I've never seen before. Son Goku was never able to do that when I fought him, so what is this? Let me go on ahead and pick up to see what this is, and let me see if I can retain that. So, of course, having to adopt Goku's techniques, having to adopt Goku's battle memory, I'm pretty sure after Vegeta beats him up, he's going to retain that. He's going to say, you know what? I have now learned that, yes, this Saiyan transformation that Goku has achieved, I will also learn how to mask this God energy that Vegeta had given to me, that obviously enough had he had retained during battle damage, and he will learn how to equip that. Now, Super Saiyan Rose is also something very different. Do you think that our heroes are going to also have somewhat of a next evolution, or do you think Super Saiyan Blue, at least for the time being, is going to be the glass ceiling that they hit right now?
Honestly, I think it's too soon for them to have a new transformation or anything. I think this should be where they should tag team. But going back to what you just said about Super Saiyan Rose and Black Goku being able to achieve that form, the ironic part is that Vegeta is the one that proved to everyone you don't need an outside source to get that power, that God Ki. You can get it.
What do you mean by that? Why don't you explain a little further?
Because he's the one that obtained it on his own. Goku got it.
Yes.
And with him being able to do that, the two Saiyans that are standing on that battlefield that have never experienced God power until this moment are Trunks and Black Goku. So, if Vegeta's proven that you don't need to have that Saiyan ritual to achieve Super Saiyan God, there is a couple of candidates right there. There's another two Saiyans that have... One is his own son, and the other one has the powers that he's adapting off of Goku. That makes some weird sense there, don't you think?
I don't know. Like, for me, I just feel as if like Black is very eerily similar to Hit. I mean, they have their differences, but with the factor of having to improve during the course of battle, and people may not believe this. If you guys don't believe it, that's completely fine. Go back and watch Dragon Ball Super episodes 48 until 50, I believe 53, where Trunks mentioned to Goku several times that when they fought, time after time, Black also improved, and even the course of time when Black was in the future, he was able to mask and mimic Goku's fighting pose. He was able to, I mean, also knowing the fact that in the manga, Black also knows the instant transmission. He knows the Dark Kamehameha wave. It's kind of scary if you look at it. Piecing together Zamasu and Black, we can't really say for sure. I mean, obviously enough, we do have an understanding that they might be very, very similar, and indeed they might be one and the same. Theories out there speculating that, you know, Zamasu may have created Black out of anger in the image of Goku to, you know, to extract his revenge. But I also wanted to ask you, Super Saiyan Rose, Goku, Vegeta, Trunks. We have 3v1. Obviously enough, I don't think we're gonna get to see all three of them jump him, but in a very particular situation, right? Given the circumstance that Black will fight Goku again, you said that pitting them up one-on-one, you believe that Black would win, right?
Yeah.
Why do you believe that Super Saiyan Rose would be far greater than Super Saiyan Blue, especially after every single arc we just came out of? Keep in mind, Paul, these dudes have fought the likes of Frieza, Hit, Goku fought Beerus. These dudes have regained and gained so much Zenkai boost, you would only assume that they would be supremely stronger than how they were before. And you're saying that this one particular enemy has gathered enough strength to even surpass that. What do our heroes need to do, either as individuals or as a team, to take this person down?
Well, the reason why I would say Rose has gotten so strong, I mean Black in his Rose form, is because if you look at it back with the Golden Frieza fight, the reason why they were able to take down Golden Frieza is because his power was draining throughout the fight. I feel like with this form right here, it's going to be able to master whatever Frieza had at a disadvantage. Plus, he's a Saiyan. Plus, he's practically he is a god if he's Zamasu. And
well, we can't really say he's a Saiyan. Keep in mind, because he
hates Saiyans.
It's
my bad.
Contradicting because he hates Saiyans.
He has a Saiyan body.
He believes in like this really warped reality kind of mindset, because he's like, in order to exterminate life, that we would then have peace. But then he also believes in destruction, and in essence, he believes at least Zamasu believes in eradicating evil, but you can't have good without evil, just like you can't have evil without good. So it kind of contradicts Zamasu's, state of mind, because he wants to destroy, aka kill, but he also doesn't want other people to kill each other, which is kind of a contradiction. But instead, Black, however, just wants to destroy everybody. So going back to the whole power scaling thing, I think we can all agree that Dragon Ball Super's power scaling is out the window. Now, I know a lot of you guys are going to be saying, well, Black Goku's going to be so strong, he's going to be on the level of Whis or whatnot. Keep in mind, I want you guys just to remember one thing. The Daishinkan is ranked amongst the top 5 fighters in the entire multiverse, right? Even surpassing Varus and Whis. So no matter how strong Super Saiyan Rose might be, I believe at least it will not come close to the likes of Varus, Whis, the Daishinkan, or the Omni King. However, I also wanted to ask you, speaking of the Omni King, I needed to clear that, because some people were saying that Super Saiyan Rose is going to be on the level of the Daishinkan, which is impossible because the Grand Priest is ranked among the top 5. But I wanted to ask you, speaking of the Omni King, what about that button that the Omni King gave him? Now, I know that Goku's not the type of person to recruit help or ask anybody for help, but what are your thoughts on that particular button? Because Akira Toriyama has stated that there will be an enemy who will become so powerful, who will ultimately enough affect time and space, that it will drag even the Omni King in it. Now, it could be intentional, it could be unintentional, but do you think that by accident, either Goku is going to press the button, or perhaps even Black manages to find this button, and Goku tells him, don't press that button because you're going to summon someone you don't want to see, and Black deliberately presses it, thus summoning the Omni King? What are your thoughts on the foreshadowing of that button?
Now, that button can really bring a big problem to the table here, because Goku is the Omni King's friend. Now you have someone that looks exactly like Goku. What if he summons the Omni King by accident, treats this kid like shit? Imagine that wrath.
Omni King would be like, wait a minute, what the heck is going on? I believe that the Omni King, I obviously enough, I'm going by what Akira Toriyama said a couple of months ago. This enemy will drag in the likes of the Omni King and stuff. Guys, keep in mind, Goku is not the type of person to ask for help, right? He is very hard-headed. He wants to get things done his way. Same thing goes for Vegeta. Same thing goes for Trunks. However, I do think the Omni King, at some point, whether he fights, whether he just shows up, whether he just takes a peek as to what's going on, he will be involved. However, do you think Black is going to be the one to press the button, just out of curiosity to see what this does? Perhaps maybe he's thinking this is the time machine again or something like that. What do you think is the foreshadowing behind that particular button?
Honestly, the only two people I think that would push that button there would be either Trunks out of desperation or Black Goku. Because
okay.
Trunks isn't afraid.
Why Trunks?
Trunks isn't afraid to ask for help. He'll run back past and recruit every fighter he can. It doesn't matter. And he's not afraid to stop the problem at its core, doing whatever it takes. And also Black Goku. I was just about
to disagree with you until you said he's the type of person to ask for help, because technically enough, during the Cell saga, he went back in time. He needed help to stop the androids and Cell. He came back again. He needed to warn everybody, and he needed to come back into the past to recruit for help. So I can agree with you on that. However, Black pressing the button, do you believe that he would knowingly know about the Omni King?
No, I think he would do it out of pure...
So he wouldn't know.
he would do it out of curiosity.
Okay.
If it isn't Zamasu, if Zamasu knew about this stuff, because doesn't every god of creation have a teleportation thing to the Omni King? So if it was Zamasu, wouldn't he already know about these type of things? If anything.
It's really hard to say, honestly, because they haven't really dove into the lore of the Kaioshin and the Hakaioshin and everyone else having direct connections with the Omni King.
But that being said, if he does have a teleport to the Omni King, and he does find some way to meet the same Omni King that Goku's friends with as Black Goku, and does something to piss him off pretending to be Goku, that's gonna put every universe in jeopardy.
Oh, that would actually, I mean, especially if the Omni King spots two of them and he's like, I see two Son Gokus, and Goku can be like, no, that's the evil me, like, just get him. I mean, but again, going back on the topic of Super Saiyan Rose, where do you think the power ranking in terms of Super Saiyan Rose is going to be? For example, we all know that the Omni King is number 1. The Daishinkan and the other mysterious 5 fighters are presumably below the Omni King. Then we have the assistants of the gods of destruction, that being Whis' species, Whis, Varus. Where does this place Super Saiyan Rose? Does this put Super Saiyan Rose below the assistants? Possibly above the God of Destructions? Below the God of Destructions? Above Hit? Below Hit? Above Vegeta? Below Vegeta? Like, where does Super Saiyan Rose go in terms of placement here? Like, what do you think?
I would say above Hit, maybe. Just depending on how close Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan is to Beerus, I would say still below Whis. In between that area. Above
below
Hit,
Whis,
below
but
Whis.
somewhere roughly around the Gods of Destruction, correct?
Roughly around there. I wouldn't put him any further.
I don't know, man. Like, the gods are very strong, man. They're the Hakaioshins for a reason. I just feel as if no matter how strong Super Saiyan Blue is, Super Saiyan Rose is going to be just that much stronger. Again, guys, I could be wrong. Leave your thoughts down below on the particular matter, or where you guys believe Super Saiyan Rose ranks. I know a lot of you guys are going to be saying it's stronger, it's weaker. Keep in mind, nowhere near the Omni King, nowhere near the Daishinkan. So that little particular debate is just thrown out the window.
That would completely ruin the series. Honestly, if you're only like halfway, like only in episode 50 something here, and you have someone matching the Omni King, I think.
But we actually have an enemy who's able to gradually grow during battle, because Golden Frieza was good, but the only problem was the body pressure. He was decreasing. Like, he wasn't able to control his power. If he had controlled his power and he gotten used to the transformation, then I believe the story would have been in a totally different direction. But here we have an enemy who's willing to take the punches, because we saw Vegeta beat the crap out of Black, and he still took like it was nothing. So
same thing with Hit.
In conclusion, where do you see this story going as we progress into episodes 57, 58, 59, 60? Do you see Super Saiyan Rose being put down by the likes of Goku and Vegeta working together? Do you believe that somehow, some way, Trunks is going to be the hero here? Do you believe that there's going to be an outside presence? You guys can forget about Piccolo, forget about Krillin and Tien Shinhan and Gohan especially. Forget about those guys, not involved. We have the current 3 heroes in the future right now, willing to take this dude on. And Mai's also alive. So she might play a role in distracting Black for a minute or two. Where do you see this going down the line? Who is going to be the one to finally put this dude down?
I'm not sure who's going to put him down, but it depends on how much longer this arc has, because there's still so much stuff they haven't revealed. Who is Black Goku really? They haven't completely flat out said it. Is there someone hiding behind the scenes pushing buttons here? Are there any repercussions they're going to have to face for messing with time? And things to do with the Omni King and the tournament that's supposed to be happening that the Omni King wanted? All of those things have to be explained. So, finding a person to take down Black is still also going to be a challenge, and figuring out how they're going to take him down, I don't really know. It could be anyone.
This reminds me, I know it's a little weird, but this reminds me of Digimon Season 1, when the Dark Masters were ultimately enough constructed by Apocalypmon, the real person behind the scenes. So connecting the Kaioshin to the Hakaioshin, obviously enough, if someone were to destroy the Kaioshin, the Hakaioshin would die as well. So I also have this little feeling of, what if, instead of destroying Black directly, there is a connection between Zamasu and Black, and so in order to defeat Black, Zamasu must die. So they kill off Zamasu, thus destroying Black as their end result. I mean,
wouldn't that kill the Beerus at that time? Wouldn't that kill the Beerus at that time as well?
We can't really. Then again, the God of Destruction in that particular time is already dead, because the Kaioshin of future Trunks' timeline has been dead by Dabura. Dabura has destroyed him, so thus the God of Destruction within that particular timeline does not exist.
Unless, what if Zamasu made him to take the place of the God of Destruction?
We don't really know, but I just think that there is a direct connection between Zamasu and Black, and I do feel as if maybe if they're unable to defeat Black directly, there has to be something that can be done to Zamasu to weaken Black's state of power and just lower him just a little bit. But leave your thoughts down below, guys, as to how you guys feel about this particular scenario. Comment down below. Thank you all for watching. Once again, if you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe for more daily content. Leave your thoughts down below if you guys differ. Keep in mind, this is an open, opinionated discussion, so if you guys have any theories of your own, drop them down below. Thank you all for watching once again, and we'll be seeing you all in the next video. Take it easy, guys.